Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So today's video we're going to be talking about 4-star champions and how my opinion and outlook on their worth and value has changed over the last, let's say, 7-8 months or so. And what has happened since. This video actually has nothing to do with current state of the game and the current ongoings or displeasures of the BAM. So please do not try to kind of like read into the idea that I'm just trying to post a negative video. No, it's quite opposite. This is meant to be a very helpful video for newer players because I just kind of like started a new account myself less than 2 months ago. And at this point, again, 4-star champions are pretty much useless already to me. And how I arrived at that conclusion and what let me kind of like reaffirm my changing opinion to myself is a very interesting story actually. And I kind of came to the final conclusion a couple days ago on a stream when somebody asked me, should I rank X champion as a 4-star or Y champion as a 5-star, but Y champion isn't like as good. And today, right now, my answer was different than it would have been 6, 8, 7 months ago, and that is rank up the 5-star. And obviously, I do not encourage anybody to rank up bad champions just because they have higher star level. As in, don't take crappy 6 stars to rank 2 and don't rank 3 or 4 or 5 bad 5 stars. But what I'm trying to say is that 4 stars are effectively out. I know many of us had that thought process already for a long time. I was still kind of holding on to the idea that a great champion, even at a 4-star level, can make a difference. And I still agree to that to the degree, but my problem is the cost that's associated with maxing out these champions. And if a 4-star champion will hold any value, then you must be certain that it's absolutely worth the cost and you have an immediate use for the champion. For instance, in my case, let's take a look at the champion. So I had Corvus duped at a rank 4 as a 4-star champion, and I had recently pulled Nebula. Now, I had a choice to make whether I want to take up Corvus as a 4-star to rank 5, which is objectively a better champion than Nebula is. Not that Nebula is a bad champion. Nebula is alright champion, but not as good as Corvus. But I still chose to rank up Nebula because I knew that I will at least be able to use her for Act 6, or if I will have to rely on her, there is an ability for further progression. And so I kind of like reached a conclusion that unless you are ranking a 4-star champion for right now for a very, very specific cause, for instance, exceptions could be 4-star Ronan for his stun cheese, or funnily enough, even though there are no 4-stars allowed in Act 6, Abyss of Legends allow 4-star champions, and as it turns out, a 4-star Human Torch is good enough for several problem fights, such as like Mephisto or Old Man Logan, where you largely rely on his ability to reverse heal, nowhere near as much as his kind of own strength or health level. So there are obviously circumstances where it's worth investing in your 4-star champions, but the difference is that I think they are so rare these days that it's worth overlooking some minor daily inconvenience in short term in order to avoid wasting resources on a dead-end champion, which 4-stars currently are, because realistically Act 6 is kind of like dominant content in the game right now, and you cannot use 4-stars in that, and not even for a synergy. And second of all, if you bring in a 4-star for synergy, then there's no point in the said 4-star champion being maxed out. He's already fulfilling his role as being there for the synergy. Additionally to that, again, if you're going to bring in a 4-star in Alliance War, you're not really going to be using that 4-star. You're going to be using it as a synergy for your 5-star rank 4, rank 5 champions, so on and so forth. So effectively at this point, I firmly believe that nobody, no matter how big or small the account is, or how new or how wealthy, unless you are knowing exactly what you're doing and ranking it just for fun, just because you enjoy using specific champion, you don't have that 5-star and you have an overflow of catalysts, or unless you're ranking up a champion for extremely specific cause, for extremely specific fight, which you cannot absolutely get by in any other realistic means, do not waste any catalyst, any resources on your 4-star champions at all whatsoever. Again, I can use my personal mini account here as an example. So this is a new account which is meant to go through natural progression of the game. And as you can see, I do have quite a lot of good 4-star champions. 4-star champions that are considered to be kind of up there in tier lists. I know there's an Iceman that's rank 1, level 1, Ghost Rider, Dr. Voodoo, Mr. Fantastic, Vision Arcus, Thing, Dr. Octopus, and even the best kind of like the champions, Dr. Doom, Corvus, Stealth Suit Spider-Man, Colossus Duped, Guillotine 2099. None of them are rank 5. Now, initially, obviously, I needed some champions to clear content with, therefore taking up to rank 4 was like the best scenario I could choose to. But as I mentioned straight afterwards, as soon as you have a select group of 5-star champions, and again, I do understand that I have been relatively fortunate by pulling Ghost and Aegon, but that's not even the point. For instance, I would be much more likely to rank up now next my Venom the Duck to rank 3, even though objectively Venom the Duck is not as good as a champion as, let's say, Dr. Doom. That 4-star Dr. Doom is never gonna get rank 5, realistically, because I will carry on investing in my 5-star champions, which will actually help me progress, and they have higher ceiling, and I can bring them in Act 6, which is kind of like the next baseline goal. So unfortunately, for whatever, well, it's not for whatever reasons, it's partially due to natural progression of the game, and largely due to how Kabam has treated 4-star champions over the last year or so. I have changed my opinion on 4-star champions to 180 degrees, to a point where I do not believe they deserve a single tier 4 class catalyst unless you have immediate use for them. Because realistically, 4-star champions just have no place anymore, pretty much anywhere. Uncollected monthly event quest, yes, you can clear it with 4 stars, but obviously you're gonna have easier time with 5 stars, and they're typically not that specific that you need one kind of like perfect answer for something uncollected, and overall in game level they're still considered to be quite easy. Act 6 can't even bring them in. War and stuff like that, obviously why would you risk a fight with the 4-star when you have 5 stars available? Even arenas, 4 stars award so much less points than 6 stars, 5 and 6 stars do. Obviously, yes, 4 stars are the champions that you can continuously refresh, but still, in my mind, that does not warrant tier 4 class catalysts taken away from any of the 5-star champions. And maybe when you're in a situation when all of your 5 stars at rank 3, and you, but no, I don't think anybody realistically is in that kind of position or ever will be because of game economy and stuff like that. So yeah, as interesting or uninteresting it turns out, this is my genuine, sincere advice to all of the new players and also intermediate players. Do not waste any catalysts that can be used on 5 or 6-star champions in your 4-star champions, even if they are quote-unquote the best champions in the game. Because there's just no future there, and the fact that 6-star champions still need tier 4 class catalysts, that's 2-star levels above, I think is also quite, well, weird to begin with, but just immediately means that if these resources are still actually kind of current, because these resources aren't outdated. For instance, whatever you do to your tier 3 basic catalysts or tier 2 class catalysts or whatever, that doesn't matter. Invest them wherever you want, get rid of them however you want, because these catalysts do not have any kind of like further value in your 5 and 6-star champions. But anything that can be invested in 5 and 6-star champions, in my opinion, the responsible thing is to actually go and invest it in the 5 and 6-star champions rather than kind of like waste it in 4 stars. Again, obvious exceptions are if you're doing it purely for fun and just because you absolutely love some champion, or you have some sort of immediate use and benefit from that champion. But at large, I think it's time that we all agree that officially 4-star champions are dead, even for new accounts. Even for, again, this is an account where I don't buy crystals, I don't whale out. I have spent $15 and that was to renew Sigil and I think to buy collector's unit card in the first month. I haven't even done it this month. I'm currently with no Sigil. And that's it. And even an account like that within 2 months realistically can say goodbye to the 4 stars. And at this point, I will probably likely never have to kind of like look at the 4 stars again seriously, because yeah, As lucky as unlucky this is, I have a 5-star at rank 4, which is Aegon. I have 2 rank 3 5-stars. Ghost is still being leveled up, but it's Nebula and Ghost. Next champion that I'm going to rank up is Venom the Duck. By that point, as I get to it, when I finally get enough ISO, either I'm going to pull something else that I can use, or I'll simply rank up, I don't know, MODOK or Winter Soldier for whatever reasons before I max out that 4-star Doom. So yeah, I just wanted to definitely put it out there, because in past I have defended 4-stars and I have defended their role in contest, but now I realistically cannot justify that anymore. Tier 4 class catalysts are still a valuable resource. They are still needed for your 6-stars and 5-stars, and 4-stars just do not deserve them, because it's dead end. But yeah, that will pretty much do for today's video though. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe you guys have completely different experience, completely different approach, but as I said, my thoughts currently largely got swayed by the fact that we just don't see 4-stars being used anywhere. Also by the fact that I just started a new account, and even a new account 4-stars are garbage, where I don't value them past potential ISO acquisition, and that's about it. But yeah, that is it. As always, if you can manage to stick this far, whoops, I forget to take off that wasp sticker there, but hey, as always, if you manage to stick this far, then hey, here is Baby Yoda, and as you are looking at that cuteness overload, do not forget to hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that share button, show this video to your alliance mates, and hopefully they will let me know what they think, because I'm genuinely interested what reception this video will get, because I fully expect that not everybody will agree with me. But yeah, therefore share this video about, have the discussion with your alliance mates. It's not like anything else is happening in the game. The roadmap announcement is not here yet. So yeah, let's just have a productive conversation. But yeah, see you guys.